everybody, we're at chapter 56 of Children in Blood and Bone. So we're in Zelly's perspective. I stay on the outskirts of the unsettlement until sunset falls. I don't have to face anyone in the trees. I don't have to face myself. When I can sit in the dark no longer, I travel back to my tent, disappointing Zoo, praying I don't run into Zane. But as soon as Amari sees me, she rushes over with a silk kaftan. "Where have you been?" She grabs my hand and pulls me into her tent, practically stripping me to pull the dress over my head. "It's almost time for the celebration, and we haven't even done your hair." "Amari, please, don't bother fighting me." She slaps my hand away and forces me to sit still. "These people are looking to you, Zelly. You must look the part." Zane didn't tell her. It's the only explanation. Amari applies carmine to my lips and charcoal around my eyes like an older sister might, then makes me do the same to her. If she knew the truth, she'd only be afraid. "It's gotten so curly," she says, pinning one of my coils back. "I think it's the magic. Mama's hair used to be like this. It suits you. I'm not even done and you look stunning." My cheeks flush and I gaze at the silk kaftan she's forced me into. Its purple pattern twists with vibrant yellows and deep blues. It shines bright against my dark skin. I finger the beaded neckline, wishing Amari would take it back to whoever lent it to her. I can't remember the last time I wore a dress. I feel naked without fabric covering my legs. "You don't like it?" Amari asks. "It doesn't matter," I sigh. "I don't care what I wear. I just want to get tonight over with." "Did something happen?" Amari pries delicately. "This morning you couldn't wait. Now Zoo tells me you don't want to share the scroll." I press my lips tight and grip the fabric of my kaftan. The way the smile dropped off Zoo's face filled me with a different kind of shame. All these people looking to me to lead them, yet I can't even keep my own magic in check. And not just my magic. The memory of Kwame's inferno rages so hot, my skin prickles at the imagined heat. I convinced myself I had nothing to fear, but now all fear is all I feel. What if Zoo couldn't control him? What if she had never arrived? If Kwame hadn't stopped his flames, I wouldn't even be here. "It's not the right time," I finally say. "The solstice is only 4 days away." "So why not give these diviners their powers back now?" Amari's hold on my hair tightens. "Please, Zelly, talk to me. I want to understand." I hug my knees to my chest and close my eyes, almost smiling at Amari's words. I remember the days when the sight of magic made her flinch. Now it's her fighting for it as I cower. I try to will away memories of Zane's face, the coldest look I could ever get. I recognize the terror in his eyes. When Kwame touched the sunstone and ignited, I looked at him the same way. "Is it because of Enon?" Amari presses when I stay silent. "Are you afraid of what he'll do?" "Enon isn't the problem. At least not this problem." Amari pauses, releasing my hair to kneel at my side. With her back straight and shoulders squared, she looks like the true princess she is, regal in a borrowed golden dress. "What happened while Zane and I were gone?" Though my heart skips a beat, I keep my face blank. "I already told you we teamed up to get you both back." "Zelly, please, I need you to be honest. I love my brother, I do, but I've never seen this side of him." "What side is that?" "Going against my father. Fighting for the Magi. Something happened to him, and I know it has to do with you." She looks at me with knowing eyes, and my ears burn. I think about the dreamscape, the moment our lips almost touched. "He learned," I shrug. "He saw what your father's done, what his guards are doing now. He wants to find a way to make things right." Amari crosses her arms and arches her brows. "You must think I'm blind or stupid, and you know I'm not blind." "I don't know what you're talking about." "Zelly, he stares at you. He smiles like... Skies, I don't even know. I've never seen him smile the way he smiles with you." I look at the ground and she grabs my chin, forcing me to meet her eyes. I want you to be happy, Zell. More than you realize, but I know my brother. What's that supposed to mean? Amari pauses, pinning another coil back. Either he's about to betray us or something else is taking place. I wrench my chin out of her grasp and turn toward the floor. Guilt seeps through every part of my body. You sound like Tzain. Tzain is worried, and he has every right to be. I can get through to him, but first I need to know if I should. You shouldn't. That's the obvious choice. But despite everything he's done, the memory of Enan carrying me into the camp stays strong. I close my eyes and breathe deeply. I don't remember the last time I felt so safe in someone else's arms. When you told me Enan had a good heart, I thought you were a fool. Part of me feels like the fool now, but I've seen that heart for myself. He saved me from getting captured by Zoo's fighters. He did everything he could to get you and Tzain back. And when the time came for him to grab the scroll and run, he stayed. He tried to save me. I pause and search for the words she wants to hear, the ones I'm almost too afraid to speak aloud. He has a good heart. I think he's finally using it. Amari's hand fidgets. She presses them tight to her chest. Amari, she wraps her arm around me and squeezes. I stiffen in surprise, not knowing what else to do. I slowly hug her back. I know this must seem ridiculous to you, She pulls away and wipes the tears threatening to fall from her eyes. Enan has always been caught between wrong and right. I just want to believe he can be right. I nod, thinking of the things I want from Enan. I hate how many times I've thought about him today, thought about his lips, his smile. Despite how much I push against it, the longing remains, a desperation to feel his touch again. More tears threaten to fall from Amari's eyes, and I wipe them away with the sleeve of my kaftan. Stop, I order. You'll ruin your makeup. Amari snorts. I think you did that for me. I told you not to trust me with charcoal. How can you wield a staff and not keep a steady hand? We dissolve into a fit of giggles. It sounds so foreign it takes me by surprise. But our laughter dies as Tzain bounds into the tent. When he meets my eye, he stops. At first, he regards me like a stranger, but something inside him thaws. What is it? Amari asks. Tzain's chin trembles. He drops his gaze to the ground. Zell looks like Mama. His words rip through my heart and warm it at the same time. Tzain never speaks of Mama like this. At times, I think he's truly forgotten her. But as our eyes meet, I realize he's just like me. He carries Mama like the air, a passing thought of her in every breath. Tzain, the process is starting. He turns to Amari. You should finish up. And with that, he's gone, wringing my heart. Amari slips her hand in mine. I'll talk to him. Don't. I ignore the bitter taste on my tongue. He'll just get mad at you too. And no matter what you say, it'll still be all my fault. I stand and tug the sleeves of my dress, smoothing out a crease that doesn't exist. After a lifetime of mistakes, there are so many things I regret. But this is the one thing I would give anything to take back. With a heavy chest, I move for the exit, pretending my heart doesn't ache. But before I can leave, Amari grabs my hand again, forcing me to stay. You still haven't explained why you're not sharing the scroll. Amari stands, studying me. There's a whole valley of diviners out there waiting to become magi. Why aren't we giving them that? Amari's words hit me like Mama Agba's smacks, like the sword Lakin took to the chest. They gave up everything to give me a chance like this, and yet all I can do is throw it away. When I first thought about sharing the scroll tonight, I couldn't stop imagining all the beauty and the joy the new magic would spread. For once, it would feel like it did before the raid. The magi would reign again. But now, each smiling diviner twists into all the pain that could lie in their wake. Grounders ripping the earth under our feet, reapers losing control and unleashing waves of death. I can't risk their magic coming back. Not without rules, leaders, plans. And if I can't do this now, how will I be able to complete the ritual? Amari, it's complicated. What if someone loses control? What if the wrong person touches the sunstone? We could awaken a cancer and all die of a plague. What are you talking about? Amari grabs my shoulders. Zelly, where is this coming from? You don't understand. I shake my head. You didn't see what Kwame could do. If Zoo hadn't stopped him, if stalkers had that kind of power, or a man like your father... My throat grows dry at the memory of the blaze. Imagine all the people he'd incinerate if he could conjure flames. It all pours out of me at once. The fears, the shames that have plagued me all day. And to Zane... I start, but I can't even say the words. If I can't even trust myself to keep my magic in check, how can I expect untested magi to fare? For so long I thought we needed magic to survive. But now I don't know what to think. We have no plan, no way to make rules or establish control. If we just bring it back, innocent people could get hurt. Amari stays silent for a long moment, letting my words simmer. Her eyes soften and she pulls me by the hand. Amari, just come. She drags me outside the tent, and in an instant, I'm blown away. While we were inside, the settlement came alive. The valley burst with youthful energy, glowing red with soft lantern lights. Savory meat pies and sweet plantain pass under our noses as vibrant music and thundering drums reverberate through our skin. Everyone dances to the joyous music, buzzing with the excitement of the procession. In the festive craze, I spot Enan, more handsome than anyone has a right to be in dark blue agbada with matching pants. When he spots me, his mouth falls open. My chest flutters under his gaze. I look away, desperate not to feel anything else. He approaches, but before he can catch up, Amari pulls me through the crowd. Come on, she yells back at me. We cannot miss it. We zip through the crowd while the celebrants thrust and shimmy by our sides. Though part of me wants to cry, I crane my neck to take in the crowd, craving their joy, their life. The children of Orisha dance like there's no tomorrow, each step praising the gods. Their mouths glorify the rapture of liberation, their hearts sing the Yoruba songs of freedom. My ears dance at the word of my language, words I once thought I'd never hear outside my head. They seem to light up in the air with their delight. It's like the whole world can breathe again. You look magnificent, Zeus smiles as she takes me in. Every boy will be dying for a dance, though I think you may be spoken for. I tilt my head and follow her finger to Enan. His eyes trail me like a lionaire on the hunt. I want to hold his gaze, to hold the rush that blossoms under my skin when he looks at me this way, but I force myself to turn around. I can't hurt Zane again. Mama! Mama! Then we get closer to the center. The louder the singing grows, it takes me back to the mountains of Abadan when Mama would use the song to sing me to sleep. Her voice flowed rich and soft, like velvet and silk. I breathe in the familiar sensation as a petite girl with a powerful voice leads the crowd. As the voice fills the night with their heavenly song, a young diviner with light brown skin and cropped white hair enters the circle. Dressed in rich blue robes, she looks like Lacan's painting of Umoja, the goddess who took Sky Mother's tears, come to life. The diviner spins and twirls with the song, a jar of water resting on her head. When the chorus speaks, she throws the water in the air and opens her arms wide as it rains back down on her skin. The crowd's cheers rise as the diviners twirl out of the circle and Falake shimmies in. The beads of her yellow kaftan catch the light, shimmering as they move along her skin. She teases everyone with her smile, no one more than Kwame. When the crowd can take no more, her hands erupt. The crowd cheers when sparks of golden light shoot from her hands, dancing with her through the camp. Diviner after diviner enters the ring, each dressed like Sky Mother's children. Though they can't do magic, Their imitations fill the crowd with joy. At the end, a girl who mirrors my age steps forward. She's dressed in flowing red silks, and a beaded headdress glitters against her skin. Oya, my sister deity. Though nothing like the brilliance of Oya in my visions, the diviner has a magical aura of her own. Like Falake, she has long white locks that spin as she dances, twirling around her like the red silks. In one hand, she sports Oya's signature urakiri, a short whip with the hair of a lionaire. As she spins it around the circle, the diviner's praises grow. You are a part of this, Zeli. Amari laces her fingers with mine. Do not let anyone take this magic away. Okay, so we just finished chapter 56. So obviously once you're done with your summary, put that in your journal, but also think about this chapter was definitely a bit more upbeat than some of our previous ones. So while Zeli's still really struggling with a lot of internal conflicts here, we see a lot of attention given in detail in the celebration and what the people are doing there and how they're celebrating. And so how does that add to the hope that this village provides, and what does it do for us as a reader when it comes to mood or tone? So take a moment for your notes and then continue on to the next chapter.